on the road to WAC Vegas. A couple of buzzer beaters, and maybe the upset of the year in the WAC. We visit with Chicago State coach Gerald Gillion, who says this upset was not unexpected. On the women's side, Stephen F. Austin wraps up the regular season title, but there are still plenty of spots to be determined. That's all ahead on the road to WAC Vegas.
New Mexico State going on to the tournament. Just a phenomenal game. What college basketball is all about.
Welcome to the road to WAC Vegas. I'm Kendra Sheehan. It was upset Saturday in the NCAA as all 6 teams ranked in the top 6 were beaten. But the upsets didn't stop there. Chicago State hosting New Mexico State. At the Jones Convocation Center, Brandon Betson hits the 3. Cougars lead by 10 in the first half. We go to under 5 minutes left. Serge Abari-Rice 4-3. It's tied at 56. Time winding down. Betson drives, gets the tough shot to go. Chicago State shocks New Mexico State 61-59. The win clinches a spot for the Cougars in WAC Vegas. Also on Saturday, a thriller at the Sawmill in Nacogdoches. SFA hosting Abilene Christian with time winding down. Sadie Hall hits the game winner with under 2 seconds left. The Lumberjacks are now in 3rd place in the WAC and have a big game coming up on Wednesday. It's our WAC featured game of the week as Stephen F. Austin visits New Mexico State. That will be a 7 p.m. Mountain Time start. The Aggies are currently in 1st place in the WAC by half a game. Some other big games happening this week as Utah Valley visits Grand Canyon on Thursday. That is a 7 p.m. Mountain Time start in Phoenix. Current number 2 team in the WAC, Seattle U hosts Chicago State at 1 p.m. Pacific Time on Saturday. And after visiting GCU on Thursday, Mark Madsen's UVU Wolverines will be in Las Cruces to close out the WAC regular season at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. All games can be seen on ESPN+. Utah Valley and Seattle U played on Thursday in Orem. Vardaz Amac with another big game, scoring 19 points and grabbing 18 rebounds. Amac also picked up the WAC TicketSmarter Player of the Week. Quick look at the conference standings as we head into the final week of the regular season. New Mexico State on top, but Seattle U is just a half game back. Stephen F. Austin has moved into 3rd place, followed by Sam Houston and Grand Canyon. Utah Valley sits in the 6th spot, which means if the season ended today, Abilene Christian would be playing on Tuesday at Mandalay Bay. Still ahead on the road to WAC Vegas, we visit with Chicago State head coach Gerald Gillion. The Cougars punched their ticket to WAC Vegas this past week and could be a dangerous team to face. We'll be right back.
Fans, welcome back to WAC Vegas. As we celebrate more than a decade of madness at the Orleans Arena, the 2022 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament, March 9th through the 12th. In this year, there are even more games to watch, with 20 teams in Las Vegas. For ticket information, go to WACsports.com.
Welcome back to the road to WAC Vegas. Kendra Sheehan joined by Chicago State men's basketball head coach Gillion after pretty incredible weekend for the Cougars. How are you feeling right now, Coach?
Feel really good. Feel excited about our next game coming up against Cal Baptist. You know, we're getting ready to go out of town. I feel great. Beautiful Monday morning in the city of Chicago.
Saturday night at Chicago State, you're taking on the top team in the WAC. Comes down to a buzzer beater by Brandon Betson. You win the game. You clinch a spot in the tournament. What are the emotions? What is this team feeling after such a big victory?
Oh man, the emotions are definitely running extremely high, especially after going up against an opponent like New Mexico State. New Mexico State, obviously, they're one of the powerhouses, not just inside of the conference, but nationally. So to able to pull out a win, last game at home, phenomenal. Words can't describe, especially with someone like a Brandon Betson who puts so much time inside of the gym. For him to be able to capture that moment on his home floor with his family, fans, amazing moment.
Betson has put together some terrific games this season. What has he meant to this squad, both on the floor as well as off the floor?
I mean, Brandon is one of those guys that live inside of the gym, and his character just breathes just confidence. So I'm so excited for Brandon because he get a chance to display that confidence, and he injects that confidence with his teammates. And because of that, you know, other guys, freshmen who haven't played a second of college basketball before coming here, they're able to play with so much more confidence. So having Brandon Betson inside the program does wonders for our freshmen all across the board.
Speaking of freshmen, Ali Diba is a guy that came in around Christmas time. I think his first game was December 31st, and he's put together some solid points for this team. As a freshman, where is his ceiling, and how do you see him developing as he continues to go through your program?
Skies is the limit for Ali Diba. Unfortunately, he had an injury, and he ended his season short. Hopefully, we may be able to get him back for the WAC tournament, but Ali Diba, like our other freshmen, has been doing an amazing job. I talk about my other freshman, Jay Sean Corbett. I mean, he's going against grown men every single night, and he's put in work every single game. He had a big game on Saturday, and, you know, like the rest of our freshmen, they've been doing a phenomenal job. But Ali Diba, hopefully we can get him back. And, you know, like I say, the sky's is the limit. His work ethic is just so phenomenal.
In that game against New Mexico State, you didn't trail in the first half. You took a 4-point lead into the locker room. It seemed like you really put together a complete game, of course, right down to the last second with Brandon Betson. What did you see from your coach's lens that this team was able to do and that you hope can carry over into the final 2 games of the season and then, of course, WAC Vegas?
It's just toughness, just breeding that toughness and the confidence that you can be on the big stage and you can get it done. Throughout the season so far, we've been in a position where we've had chances to win games, and we just haven't been able to close it out. And I tell my guys all the time that if you just continue to work hard, continue to believe in what the coaches are trying to say, good things is eventually going to work out. So going to the tournament, going into this week, I mean, we just plan on build on what happened on Saturday, just continue to work hard, come into practice, get your shots up, and be ready to go.
You got 2 more road games of the regular season, one at California Baptist, who you beat at home earlier this season, and then you have game at Seattle U. How big is momentum, and how much does that play a factor into heading to this tournament when, you know, you could have the potential to play 4 games in order to be in the championship?
I mean, I look at it like at the end of the day, especially being in such a great position that we're in. You know, basketball players do what basketball players do. They get up in the morning, you get a good workout in, get a good practice in, and they're ready to go. So we're not worried about the 4 games in 4 days, because that's what they've been doing their whole life. They've been playing basketball and getting the opportunity to play in front of their friends and family. I think our guys will be ready to go.
It's your first year as head coach at Chicago State. Has it met your expectations? Is it what you had anticipated coming into this year?
It has exceeded expectation. Just the administration, the staff, the people that I'm around with day to day, day in, day out. It's just been phenomenal. The city of Chicago has embraced me with open arms. And then just being able to come into practice and have 10, 12 guys that are just eager to learn something new. Words can't describe how I feel as a head coach, and with the support, the surrounding, my friends and family, beautiful wife, kids. It's just been amazing.
Now, when I spoke to you back at preview days, you had mentioned that a big goal was just building a foundation of excellence, getting it done on the floor as well as the classroom, and being a bright spot for the community. Where do you feel like you guys are at with those goals that you had initially set for this program?
Again, I think, and I tell my guys all the time, it take a little bit more to be a champion. So I'm so happy to say that we've been exceeding some of the expectations that I put in. Our guys hit it out the park in terms of their GPA. We just had a community service last week, And then on the court, these guys is going out playing extremely hard, extremely tough for 40 minutes. And that's all you can ask for, especially when you have so many freshmen that's playing so much. I mean, it's been amazing, both on and off the court for me in the program.
The final couple weeks of the regular season, what are you emphasizing most in practice for your guys to get ready for the tournament?
It's funny. I just came out of film session with the team, and I was telling them all of this stuff is the success of our program is going to be built on toughness. Point blank, bottom line. If you're the tougher team, if you're on the floor getting 50-50 basketballs, if you're rebounding the basketball, you're going to be successful. And if you don't do those things, you're not going to be successful. So around this time, it's a lot more mental than physical. And then, you got to be able to do that job in terms of toughness. And if you do those things, you'll have some good results. And if you don't, you'll be having spring break early.
Heading to WAC Vegas. I mean, Vegas is a big city. There's a lot of, things that can be in athletes' head, the excitement of it all. How do you get the team to stay locked in, to remember, this is a business trip and you came here to get a job done?
I mean, I tell my guys all the time, when you're going out of town, you're going on a business trip. My guys will be more than focused. We actually have students that conduct study hall. They're so locked in and ready to go. We have great leaders in terms of our older guys with Brandon Betts and Corian and Noah. They'll be locked in and more than focused because we have a job, and the job is what the job is, and you can't be distracted during that process.
Thank you so much, Coach Gillion. Good luck in the rest of the regular season. We'll see you next week in Vegas. Coming up next, we already have a regular season champ. We'll tell you who it is after the break. Welcome back to the road to WAC Vegas. Utah Valley's Josie Williams stuffed the stat sheet last week, setting and resetting her career highs after draining 28 points against Seattle U and another 31 points against California Baptist to earn our WAC Ticket Smarter Player of the Week honors. The Wolverines will host our featured game of the week against Grand Canyon. The Lopes are 12-4, sitting second in the WAC standings, with UVU not far behind in the fourth position at 9-7. Game tips off on Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. An undefeated 16-0, Stephen F. Austin clinches the regular season conference title with 2 games to go until WAC Vegas. SFA secured the outright championship Saturday after an 80-62 win over Abilene Christian. Thanks to a career-high 28 points, 12 rebound performance from Ayanna Johnson, the Lady Jacks have earned a bye until the semifinals in the tournament. SFA has 2 home games left, first New Mexico State, followed by UTRGV. SFA has the nation's longest home winning streak at 37 games in a row. With the final week of the regular season upon us, let's take a look at our current standings. SFA in first, followed by Grand Canyon at 12-4. CBU in third at 11-5. Utah Valley is in fourth, then it's Sam Houston trailing closely in fifth. Abilene Christian is sixth with an 8-8 record. Tarleton is next, but the Texans are not eligible for this year's tournament. Lamar, UTRGV, then New Mexico State. Dixie State is also not eligible for this year's tournament. Seattle U and Chicago State will play on Saturday. We are so close. Next week we'll be in the Orleans Arena in Vegas. The madness is nearly upon us. Be sure to tune in this Sunday for a special pre-tournament edition of The Road to WAC Vegas.